continuing the screening of...
So I think the screening in Kerala of the documentary by certain youth organizations of political parties is very much in reaction to the attempts to censor it. Let's face it, the BBC has a very small audience in India, so it would not have had half the echoes or resonance in our country were it not for the fact that the government chose to ban it, to remove all links from social media, and thereby draw disproportionate attention and objections to their action. So I think what the youth organizations are doing is in defiance of censorship, and that is something that I support. I don't think we should have censorship in our country unless there is genuine danger in our society. I don't want anything to be censored. So to my mind, that is what the screening controversy is about, and I'm very glad that the government has said they will not interfere with the freedom of expression that is guaranteed in our constitution being used by our young youth organizations.
Mr. Anil Antony has said that this will affect the sovereignty of the country. What do you have to say on this?
See, I don't think that our sovereignty is that fragile that that it will be affected by a film on a foreign television channel. To my mind, both the arguments that are being made on the government side, first that it will affect India's sovereignty, and second that if it is screened it will affect national security, those are very, very strange things to say, because they give the impression not only that India is very thin-skinned, but also that India's sovereignty and national security are so weak and so fragile that they could be affected by a mere film. I don't think we're like that. I think we're a big, strong, powerful country. We could have afforded to have ignored this film if we didn't like it, or to have watched it and added it to the very lively conversations and debates that we have in our country for some time on various issues, including this issue.
The main statement coming from the BJP, including their ministers, is that the highest court of the country, the Supreme Court, has decided on this matter. So now bringing this, there is some kind of conspiracy, and also on this part that you are actually insulting the Supreme Court, right?
No, I don't think they are insulting the Supreme Court in that. I've not seen the documentary, but what I understand is they say that the Supreme Court has has given a clean sheet to those concerned and so on. That's already in the documentary, so they have not misrepresented or attacked the Supreme Court. But as I understand it, this is a documentary about a report submitted 20 years ago by British diplomats then posted in India, who were sent to Gujarat at the time of the riots and who conveyed their findings to London. It was the internal confidential report that internally confidentially was not made public by the British government, but which the BBC has now got hold of and made a story of. So to my mind, these are not matters that should rock the sovereignty of the government, and in any case it's a report written about a time before the Supreme Court had actually ruled on the matter. As far as I'm concerned, in our democracy all issues can be discussed, but our sovereignty and our national security are not something that is so easily affected by a documentary. And my advice to the government would have been, had they sought my advice, ignore it, it will pass. It gets far more attention when you make the kind of overreaction that only a thin-skinned adolescent would normally do. It's surprising coming from a government.